This is Jalapeño Cheddar Focaccia. It's golden, crispy, fluffy, and bursting with flavor. Look at those delicious pockets of cheddar cheese and jalapeno. This is my all-time favorite bread to bake. It disappears before it even has a chance to cool. You know how they say marginal taste is a thing? But not for this, because it just gets tastier with every bite. And I've made this more times than I can count. I would never get sick of this. Now let's get to baking. First, grab a large bowl and measure 735 grams of all-purpose flour into it. Using a kitchen scale ensures accuracy, which is important for consistent bread baking. Next, add in 510 grams of warm water, 57 grams of olive oil, 16 grams of kosher salt, and 8 grams of instant yeast. Very simple ingredients, as you can see. Now mix everything together until a shaggy dough forms. All done. Now you're gonna do 4 sets of stretch and folds every 15 minutes. So cover and let rest for 15 minutes. Now perform the first stretch and fold by gently pulling the dough and folding it over onto itself. Repeat this 6 to 7 more times until the dough feels smoother and begins to tighten. This process will help improve the gluten network in the dough, improving its strength and structure without over-kneading. You'll notice the dough becoming more elastic and holding its shape better after each set of folds. Alright, last one. Now cover and let rest for another 15 minutes. Then perform the second set of stretch and fold. As you can see, the dough is already more elastic and structured. You know the deal, cover and let rest for another 15 minutes. Then perform the third set of stretch and fold. The dough should be even more elastic and stronger. Again, this process helps build up that beautiful texture. This will help the bread rise higher and stay airy on the inside. So don't skip out on these stretch and folds. There we go. Now cover and let rest for another 15 minutes. While the dough is resting, you're going to cut up some jalapenos and cheddar cheese. Slice up 4 to 5 fresh jalapenos. Put the jalapeno slices aside and grab a block of sharp cheddar cheese, about 8 ounces, and cut it evenly into 64 small cubes, like so. Now set the cheese aside. By now, it's probably time to do the final set of stretch and fold. For this last stretch and fold, you're going to incorporate the jalapeno slices and cheddar cheese into the dough. Start by adding a generous handful of cheddar cheese cubes and jalapeno slices to the dough. Then do 1 stretch and fold. Be careful not to tear the dough. Add more cheddar cheese cubes and jalapeno slices. Now repeat this process 3 more times. This process should straighten the dough while blending in the inclusions. Be sure to reserve a handful of cheddar cubes and jalapeno slices to use as toppings later when shaping the focaccia. Alright, this is the last stretch and fold. Drizzle some olive oil on top. Cover and let rest for 1 hour and preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Once rested, your dough should look slightly doubled in size. Doesn't it look beautiful? Now oil an 18 by 13 inch baking sheet and transfer the dough over to it. Slightly stretch out the dough a bit. There should be some resistance, which should resolve with some rest. Now cover and let rest for 20 minutes. The dough should now be easier to handle. Now continue to stretch the dough to fill the pan, working from the center outwards. Then top it off with the reserved cheddar cubes and jalapeno slices. Lastly, drizzle some olive oil. Then using your fingers, gently create dimples across the surface of the dough. If desired, sprinkle flaky sea salt over the surface and shredded cheddar cheese. Finally, bake at 450 for 25 minutes or until the top is golden brown and the edges are crisp. You know, kinda like this. Beautifully golden, melted cheese, and crisp jalapenos. It can't get better than this. Look at all those inclusions. Be sure to let the focaccia cool in the pan before removing and cutting into it. This slice will definitely pack a big punch in your mouth. It's literally a piece of art. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. See you next time.